Welcome to the Mind is Psychic, where we talk music, addiction, comedy, culture. If you like this content, please leave feedback and subscribe. Let's get into it. I just watched the XXL freshman class of 2025. What did I just watch? I really haven't followed freshman class in a few years, probably more like a decade. So I guess you can say I'm sort of out of it, of the current rappers. I don't even have words. Yeah, I do, because I'm recording this. But I'm looking at their XXL's cover, and it literally says 2025 freshman class, let 'em cook. And then under it, it has all of the artist names that freestyle. I'm not even going to hate the artists that freestyle. I'm just going to give XXL the hate. Again, I'm older, so maybe I'm out of touch and I don't understand the new music, the new way of everything. The only person I've heard of on this list, so I'm going to name the list and then we'll go from there. And I'm probably going to murder somebody of these names because I just can't pronounce them, let's say. So the first one is Gilo. Then we have Laser Dim 700, Ray Vaughn, Samara Sin, Nino Paid, Low Shimmy, 900 Rugrat. I've heard of him, I think. YTB Fat, FATT, Baby Chief Do It. Ian, I've heard of him only because, well, my first name's Ian. So, and then M Triplin, or is it EEM Triplin? I'm not making fun of any of these guys' names they go by, because we all have different outlooks and different ideas. Nicknames are different for all of us. I don't know what I just watched. I guess I'm so out of the loop, and I try somewhat to be up in center when it comes to music because I do the pod and a lot of my episodes are on music. I guess they're just not focused on the newer generation. I mean, I look every Friday at the top hits, and most of all of these people who have been around some time on that iTunes list, Apple Music list that comes out every week, it seems some of them have been around for a long time. More independent, less unknown. But XXL, why would you put this video out? There was probably, I would say, one rapper that I enjoyed to a certain extent, but he was also using the table as he was hitting the table for like a backbeat. He was doing it like a cappella, which that was different. And that artist was YTB Fat. I think I liked his approach better and most because of it was just different. Some of these guys you couldn't understand. Maybe that's the idea, One dude was singing and rapping, which was pretty neat. That was different. Then another dude was literally just talking and not making any rhymes. And I watched it over and over. This is like my fourth time watching it. And I'm trying to look at more of the positive and not saying any of these artists aren't talented. They have their own niche, I guess. So I'm not going to hate on that. And of course, these are all my opinions, which doesn't mean anything. But top three, definitely coming in at one, YTB Fat. Two, Rayvon. And then three, Ian. And as I mentioned many times before, I've been doing this for 25 years, on and off. Therefore, I have an idea of the genre in 2000, 2001. I mean, I started with SoundForge. Yeah, I'm a relic. However, I do give credit where credit is due by they had the confidence to go before the cameras with XXL, knowing that's a huge magazine in hip hop. So you got to give them credit for that. A lot of people couldn't even make it that far to the video, to the camera. So right there, it's something. And maybe I'm just bitching because I never made it. That could be an option. I don't think it is though, because I've always done this for fun. But for a magazine of this stature, okay, they've probably outlived their fame, but they're still around. Why did they put this out? I mean, they've been doing it every year for a long time. I get the freshman class. I guess their pick for the best of 2025. And I can't understand why they picked these individuals given their freestyles. But I was informed that they also go by streams and how popular they are on platforms. That brings a whole nother dimension to it, because you can have a million followers and 100,000 monthly listeners, even though that's probably on the low side, and be able to get on a magazine cover. Like, no diss towards these guys and lady. This just doesn't compute. Now, someone would say every year since they've had it, some of the artists have been trash, which you can respect. This isn't, when I think freestyle, I think in a way battle rap and giving it your all, especially if you're in front of a large audience. Like, it's off the dome, definitely. But even in this day and age, you're still talking about, I have more money than you, and you're using that in your freestyle. This is 2025. Regardless of lyrics, we know the lyrics mostly of hip hop and where that stands. So, lyrics aside, by XXL bringing these artists out, what does that tell about them, about the magazine, about the writers or the department that came up with the freshman class. I gotta say, I don't think, along with many others, especially I'm going through the Reddit right now, and yes, I know the Reddit is probably not the best place for comments. However, we have OGs like MGK, Future, Nipsey, Hobson. Granted, that was years back, but that was the caliber of talent. Again, I'm not saying these artists on 2025 freshman class aren't talented in their own right. They each have something. But as a collective, I think they could have gotten more artistic, more meaningful rappers that have better clarity, that have better lines, that have a more of a push. And you have to be confident in this 100%. But some of these guys were just overly confident to a fact that you can tell that they were screaming inside with the anxiety, with self-thought. They had to put together something that they felt would translate to the audience. Understandable. I'm just going to end this with, I don't understand. And that's all right. It's definitely all right that I don't understand it. Gotta give them the respect to get up in front of the audience. And again, maybe I'm so out of touch, but I don't think so. Anyhow, we'll see how this progresses and see how these artists develop and where it goes. I'm out. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe and leave a comment. You can hear me on all major platforms and socials under the Mind of Psychic podcast. See you next time.